Greetings, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube. I am Charles Taylor, and I got Patrick Brackett with me. Say what's up, Patrick.
What's up, everybody?
All right. Well, for the topics for this webcast, we have the Golden State Warriors and what they're doing, which is crazy right now. We're going to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers and whether or not they're getting enough hype or do they even deserve hype. We're also going to talk about the Denver Broncos and what to do with the franchise tag with either Von Miller or Brock Osweiler. And we will also discuss Rob Gronkowski going on the cruise, sponsoring the cruise. So let's start, Patrick, with the Golden State Warriors. So last night, or Saturday night, they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 121 to 118 in overtime. Steph Curry went off again. 12 three-pointers he hit, which tied a record set by Kobe Bryant and Donyell Marshall. Go figure, Donyell Marshall. You would have never guessed he hit 12 three-pointers in the game. But he hit 12 three-pointers in the game. But bigger picture for Golden State, they are 53-5 right now, ahead of the 95-96 Chicago Bulls 72-10 record pace. Now, there's been a lot of people pretty much putting Golden State in the NBA Finals right now. Look, you and I, we made our picks. You got OKC, I got San Antonio. Is it way too early? I mean, I think it is. But I'm gonna ask you: do you think it's just way too early just to give Golden State the pass to the NBA Finals?
Yeah, man, you still got the Thunder and you still got the Spurs, man. Look, I mean, the Thunder is not. I'm still comfortable with that team. You know what I mean? But they're not playing the caliber. I mean, you still look at the San Antonio Spurs, man. I mean, we're 59 games in. They're 59 games in, and I mean, granted, they're probably not going to beat the. They're not probably going to beat the 72-10 Bulls, but they're quietly right behind Golden State with four more losses, dude. I mean, yeah. I think it's still too early to just give them the free pass. Now, there's a lot of things that happen in the playoffs, but don't give the team the championship yet. I mean, that's a hard road in the West, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's a hard road in the West, and they just all of a sudden give him. Now Steph Curry, man, he's a beast out there. 12 3-pointers. Jeez, dude. I mean, he steps out of the car with his beats on, still shooting. Come on. I mean, the dude is a straight up beast. But don't give it to him yet, man. They still got to play the Thunder. They still got to play the Spurs. And we've seen in the past that the San Antonio Spurs is a hard, very, very hard team to beat in a 7-game series, and the Thunder is still a hard team to beat in a 7-game series. So, are they well on their way? Golden State is, yeah, they're well on their way. 5 losses, but don't count them other 2 teams out yet.
I mean, you could go back and you could look at other sports where champions or they've won the previous year that came out for the next year looking unstoppable in the regular season only to get beat in the playoffs. So, you can't just go ahead and just give Golden State a free pass. Look, ultimately, they might get there. I'm not saying they're not going to get there. I mean, well, with my pick, I mean, with our picks, I guess we are saying they're not going to get there. But I mean, Golden State, they are looking pretty good. Looking at that game yesterday, Patrick, Oklahoma City should have won. And Kevin Durant went out there and he reminded people he is still Kevin Durant. He is still a beast in his own right. Russell Westbrook, Mr. 50-50. He was still doing his thing. He played his ass off too. OKC led all that game pretty much until the end. Kevin Durant unfortunately had a brain dump. Really, he got trapped at the baseline. Then he threw the ball up in the air for grabs. It got stolen. Then he fouled Andre Iguodala on the buzzer beater attempt. Iguodala hit 2 free throws. went into overtime. Kevin Durant fouled out in the overtime, and Steph Curry just did his thing.
Yep.
And on top of that, Klay Thompson had 32, 33 points too, the other Splash brother. So,
Mm-hmm.
so look, from what I saw from OKC, if they play like that, they could definitely beat the Warriors in the series. The defense was pretty good. Golden State's going to score. We know that. They are going to score some points, but OKC did a good job of switching, trapping, and at least making them take contested shots. So from what I'm pretty encouraged from what I saw from OKC. And of course, like you said, got the Spurs. They're not going anywhere. They can beat the Warriors up inside. That's the key. The Spurs can throw the ball down in the post and make the Warriors play defense inside, which also slows the game down. OKC, what they did yesterday, they beat them up on the rebounds. They almost doubled the Warriors on rebounds. So
Mm-hmm.
it, man, hey, it's gonna be tough to beat Golden State, yes, but yeah, it's the West. It's the West. Can't just give them a free pass.
Well, it's just like in any playoff, man. I mean, let's look back, and I'm gonna go to a different sport. But let's look back at the we're gonna start at 83 to the 97 Atlanta Braves, 14 straight division titles, one World Series. I'm bringing that up because it's gonna be hard. Now, granted, you got two of the most prolific 3-pointers to ever play the game, but it doesn't change the fact that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to win back to back, especially coming out of the West. So I mean, Golden State, like I said, they're well on their way. But I mean, you sit here and look at the records, man. Look at the records. Golden State has won every one of their home games. Every one. Every one of those 5 games that they lost has came on the road. Every one of them. Now, are they going to have home court advantage? Absolutely. It's probably going to play a very important role for this team.
And if you think about it real quick, Patrick, the Spurs haven't lost at home either.
And that was my next point. They haven't lost at home either. So you're looking at 2 teams that have not lost at home. And then you look at Oklahoma City, who, they've lost 8 at home, but I mean, those probably most of those games come from Golden State and San Antonio. So I don't know. I mean, I look at it overall, man. Golden State, they're making some noise. They are. But we all know that it gets into a different season when it goes to playoffs, and I'm not going to be quick to give this team the championship yet until I see OKC and San Antonio out of the picture. Then you might as well go ahead and give it to them because then there's no more competition after that. I mean, what are we looking at? Cleveland? Please. Heat? Well, okay, so they got Joe Johnson now. Oh, whoa! I'm scared now. No, Atlanta. Dookie look on that team all day long. And then who else? Who else? Oh God, now I'm gonna pull it up.
Hey, I have to point that out. I saw the little eye roll you did when you
when I said Atlanta's a mess, dude. So and then the next look, dude. My what did I say? Who was my dark horse coming out of the East? Boston? Boston's third, dude. Third. And that team ain't even that good.
I mean, you know what, Patrick? I think Boston is good. They are. The thing you wonder about Boston is, do they have that go-to guy? They have a lot of players.
If they have a very go-to guy, that's what they need.
Yeah.
If that's the only thing that team is missing. If that team had a go-to guy, instead of being 35 and 25, they would be 45 and 15. I mean, that's what I would call it. I'd give them 10 more wins and 10 less losses, dude. 45 and 15, and that would put them in first place above Cleveland, which I think is a joke.
Well, look, Patrick. No Cleveland tactics or topics because we know that's going to get on LeBron. Not this show. So,
I'll finish my thought, man, and then I'll be done. And then you look at who else you got in the East? Toronto. No, I mean I'm not sold on any of these teams. I'm not sold on any of them. Chicago, hot mess. Hornets. Well, I don't even know. Pacers. Please. Pacers, dude, it shouldn't even be. It shouldn't even. Nah, the way they've been playing for the past 3 games, last 3 weeks, it shouldn't even be in the playoff talk right now.
They
But
beat OKC and OKC though, Patrick.
God, one game, Charles. Sun shines on the dog's ass every once in a while.
Hey, but I mean, they've been okay. I mean, it's not like they've just been horrible. They haven't been horrible. They're about 500. I mean, they've been teetering around 500. I'll give you that.
Yeah, they've been teetering around 500. Okay, cool. They beat OKC in OKC. Then they turn around and get beat by Portland at home. No,
Portland blew out Golden State though.
that's true. But, I mean,
so hey, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And that's my point right there. Golden State is a fantastic team. They're a great team. But you have to wonder, can this team do it in a 7-game series? They did it last year, absolutely. Yeah, they did. But the question is, can you keep doing it? That's the question. Can you do it again? So that's my thing, man. Let's see how the playoffs. Let's see how the playoffs go. Then we'll discuss it.
All right. Well, with that said, let's move on. Talking about Steph Curry. So Steph Curry has gotten a lot of shade thrown toward him for I don't know why he's getting shade thrown toward him. But you've had people like Oscar Robinson, Isaiah Thomas kind of say things like, oh, well, he's taking advantage of worse defense these days, taking advantage of all the rules. You have other people saying what he is doing in terms of shooting from long distance is bad for the league, and it might be messing up the generation, which that's crazy too. I don't get it. Look, Patrick, somebody has to sit me down and tell me how this is bad. How is what Steph Curry is doing bad for the league? That's crazy, ridiculous, dumb talk, if you ask me. And on top of that, why is he getting shade for being one of these figures, one of these once in a lifetime people who kind of comes along and sort of changes the way a sport is played? When Magic Johnson was a 6'8" point guard coming out of Michigan State, nobody said anything about him. Nobody said anything about him being a 6'8" point guard. Most 6'8" people, they belong in a post, not Magic Johnson. Remember how Michael Jordan was a transcending figure. What LeBron James is doing. I know, I forgot. I know, I didn't want to bring up LeBron James. For this. I know. But for this particular topic, yes, we'll go ahead and bring them up. So my bad, sports fans, because I said I was going to do it, but I have to.
Here we are crossing that bridge already.
Yes, had to do it.
It happened at least maybe 10 minutes into this. No.
Nah, dude, man.
2 seconds later, we're going to talk about LeBron. Okay, let's do it.
You know what? Nah, man, we ain't even get in 5 minutes, but it just does not have anything to do with LeBron. That's the key.
We got to move because we already spent 3 minutes on him.
No, we're not. No, because I was just bringing it up just for the sake of the Steph Curry argument. No, Patrick, no, because we know how you get. No rants. Well, not right now, but
I'm good.
But when he came in with this package of size, speed, and power, everybody was talking about how he was a transcending figure. Nobody was throwing shade there. So why is Steph Curry getting shade for the way he's playing? I don't get it, especially when you consider this also. Steph Curry was a relative unknown person. You look at his career development, nobody really wanted to give him a chance in high school. Davidson was the only school that looked at him to go to college. He's in North Carolina. Duke didn't look at him. North Carolina didn't look at him. Wake Forest didn't look at him. NC State didn't really give him a chance. None of these big schools gave him a chance. He worked. He worked his ass off to get to this point. He put in the work. So for people to sit there and say, oh, well, he's making it look too easy. Well, he's making it look easy because he practiced all damn day on these shots. The shots he hits from 80 feet, he does this in warmups. It's not like he just throws it up. This is part of his practice routine. So I don't get why a person who worked his ass off, not that the other people did not work their asses off, but these guys are already known. Magic Johnson went to Michigan State. Michael Jordan went to North Carolina. LeBron James, the chosen one, was anointed the chosen one out of high school. So these other dudes were already known. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why Steph Curry is getting shade thrown on him. Your thoughts?
Well, honestly, I don't either. I mean, like you said, he worked really hard at his profession, and anybody that works really hard at his profession, they deserve what he's doing. When your warm ups are to dribble on a moving bus and then step out of that moving, or when it pulls into the parking lot and you throw two shots up, you go and change, and the next thing you know, they're coming down in the bucket. I mean, the guy has worked his butt off. Like you said, his ass has been in that gym every single day. He's reaping the benefits of his work right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The fact of the matter is that they're all mad because all these trendsetters that you just mentioned, they were all trendsetters for a long time, minus LeBron James. LeBron James, he's not done yet. He's not like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan got to do his entire career. Magic Johnson got to do his entire career. LeBron is only getting to do half, and they're not ready to let the king be dethroned. And guess what? Steph Curry, King Curry, is coming in and going to dethrone his ass. Simple as that. Let the man have the spotlight. He's earned it. He's worked his butt off for it. Let him have it. Stop being haters. All y'all, stop being haters. And I'm pointing mostly at SportsCenter because that piece of crap company, I'm gonna mush them. Charles, I'm not mushing you. I'm mushing SportsCenter because they suck.
Well, the funny thing about SportsCenter now, I mean, they're openly admitting they are the Golden State Warriors Sports Network now, and yeah, man, it was pretty bad. Patrick, you should have seen the highlights yesterday after Steph Curry hit the buzzer-beating three. It was like it is now Steph Center. I was like, oh.
Are you serious? That's you know what? Only SportsCenter can pull that crap out of there.
Well, you know how they are, Patrick. You know,
you know what? You know what? Good. Let him be on the Steph Curry train. Let him be on that because I would much rather hear about him for the next 2 years than hear about.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I just don't get the fact because the man was unknown. He just kind of burst onto the scene. And another thing about Steph Curry, those other players had going for them, they had something about them, like a physical gift. Magic Johnson, super tall to be a point guard. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan, he's 6'6", can fly out of the gym. His airness, all those names he had. LeBron, the size and the speed and the power. These were physically gifted athletes in some way, shape, or form. There is nothing physically imposing about Steph Curry. His thing is skill. Mm-hmm. He's crushing people with skill. Not to say these other guys didn't have skill, but he's entirely killing them with skill because he doesn't. Steph Curry, he's not the fastest guy. He's not the strongest guy.
By no means.
By no means. You know, he's not the. He's not the biggest
It's
guy,
like a little body that has like 4 toothpicks attached to it.
but the man is.
Four toothpicks and a raisin right there on his. That's it.
But the man is amazingly skilled,
Yeah,
and he's crushing people with skill, practice habits, and putting in the work. You would think a story like that would get a little bit of love. And I'm not saying Steph Curry isn't getting his amount. I mean, we just talked about how ESPN is calling it Steph Center. But for those people just throwing shade, I don't get it. That's dumb to me. It's dumb.
yeah, I agree. Give the man some credit. Give credit where credit's due.
Well,
That's what I say.
all right, Patrick. Well, let's move on to another team. And we just talked about the Western Conference, how we feel like it's between Golden State, OKC, and San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Another team who normally gets all the hype, but has been kind of slipping under the radar is the LA Clippers. So they're sitting at 38 and 20 in the fourth seed. And normally, at least for the last 4 years, we've been hearing about how the Clippers were supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread. Haven't lived up to expectations. They've gotten only to the Western Conference semifinals the last couple of years before getting knocked out by OKC in 2014 and the Houston Rockets last year. So the Clippers this year, like I said, been flying under the radar. Do you think they should get any consideration, or let's just not talk about them because they haven't done anything?
Why are you asking this question?
Because I wanted to spice it up. You know what? Actually, Patrick, I figured I could throw this question out there just to hear you rant. I mean, that's your next topic you're going to rant about, unless it's Cleveland. So let's get on somebody else.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a little mini rant because really, I'm not gonna waste most of my breath on this garbage team. Look, okay, all right. They got a couple of players. They haven't meshed since they came together. Chris Paul is supposed to be this crazy assist dominating, and he's not. I mean, what is he averaging right now? Like 9 assists a game. I mean, seriously, Russell Westbrook, who is a freaking ball hog, has more assists per game than Chris Paul. So Chris Paul is a complete and utter joke. Blake Griffin is a complete and utter joke. And who else is even on that team? Because nobody cares. Clippers are not even going to. They're going to make it to the first round because past the next couple of teams, when you're looking at what Memphis and Dallas and Portland and Houston is not. Houston might be lucky to make the playoffs this year because they keep playing with Dwight Howard, and they need to just let that go. They need to do exactly what the Lakers did when Andrew Bottom was doing this when Paul Gasol got dunked on. The Clippers need to go, or Houston needs to go. Dwight's gone. So they're going to make it in there just because of default. I mean, seriously. So when I look at the Clippers up and down, they're going to get beat. They're going to put out in the first round. I'll be surprised if they don't get swept. So no, I'm not even going to even consider them to get hardly anywhere. They need to break that team up, put some actual athletes in there, and they might do something. 1, 2. Sorry, Charles, but Doc Rivers he's past his prime. Get rid of him too.
Well, here's the thing. I'll say this for Chris Paul. Chris Paul, I think with Blake Griffin being out, he had to pick up more of a load scoring. That could be why his assists are down a little bit. But you're right. I mean, no, you're right. Russell Westbrook does have more assists right now, from what I've seen. But that could have something to do with it. I'm saying. I mean, when first of all, Blake Griffin been an idiot. I mean,
Yeah.
but he was supposed to come back from the quadriceps injury, and then he wanted to punch a trainer out in Toronto. So I don't know.
The
I mean,
only person that is consistent on that Clippers team, the only person that is consistent is Crawford. And there's a good chance. I mean, this what are we looking at? This man may win his second or third sixth man award, and he probably deserves it because this Clippers team would not be where they're at without this man. This dude is playing. He comes out, he plays, and this is and he doesn't have the skill set by no means that Curry has, but he's coming out and he's playing, and he's beating people with skill. He has a good shot. He has a good drive. I mean, this dude is like 92, 93% from the free throw line. So, I mean, you're looking at the best free throw player that we've seen in years. So, I mean, he's the only consistent piece. I mean, honestly, my personal opinion is the reason why they won the games that they won is because even though he's coming off the bench, he's getting more minutes than most of the starters.
yeah. Another thing, I'll give JJ Redick. He's been playing pretty well for him too. Doc Rivers, he's the president of the team too, so he has a hand in some personnel decisions. So remember the Chip Kelly thing from Philadelphia in the NFL. If you have a guy who has to say so in personnel decisions, now you have to coach these guys. You keep on bringing on these dudes. You brought Josh Smith to the team. You brought Lance Stevenson to the team. Both of these guys are gone now.
Mm-hmm.
you bring in your son. You bring in Austin Rivers, which I still don't understand why he did that. I mean,
Because Charles Doc's there.
well, again, so
I
that's
don't
what
know
I
why he's
mean.
there.
If you're gonna have the say so in personnel decisions, and then they keep failing because you don't know how to coach them. I mean, look, maybe you should just put down the whole president's hat as it is. What's going to end up happening, in my opinion, with the Clippers this year, if they're it was almost a bust out in terms of breaking up the team last year or after last season. So if nothing happens to them, which we're both saying nothing is going to happen with this team. They may get to the Western Conference semis at best again. If that's what happens, then yes, it's time to break this team up. Got to get rid of somebody, trade somebody, whatever. But this core group has been together. It will be 5 years now, and nothing good is coming out of there if you try to keep this core together after that long. It's nothing good's going to happen there, and I think this is just going to continue to decline at that point.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So right now, I mean, it's a waste. It's a waste.
Uh, well, just figured it'd be interesting just to hear you rant again, Patrick. That's why I brought up the Clippers, somebody other than LeBron. So, so let's move on to a quick NFL matter. The Denver Broncos. They have a question of whether or not to franchise tag Brock Osweiler or Von Miller. Uh, Reports are saying Von Miller is not going to see a long-term deal worked out with him and the team before the franchise tag deadline hits, which is actually on Tuesday, March 1st. So I guess the question here, Patrick, is do you continue to try to work out the deal with Von Miller or just go ahead and just franchise tag him and take your chances trying to work out a deal with Osweiler?
Well, I mean, if you're not going to sign Miller to a long term deal, and you made a pretty interesting point because I was going to say franchise Miller, but his why pay a man that much for the lack of skill set? You know, uh, just give it to Brock. Give it to Brock and give him a deal, and lock in your quarterback.
All right, so go ahead and so you're saying franchise Von Miller, go ahead and
No,
franchise tag him or franchise Osweiler.
franchise Osweiler.
Okay, I got you. And try to get that long term deal with Von Miller done so you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to worry about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I mean I get I you could go either way with this one. I get the thing about franchise tagging Osweiler is if you do that, that's probably going to be around a 17, $18 million franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Denver thinks he's worth that right now because we haven't seen him.
He's
So
not. I mean, if they're going to franchise, but they got till Tuesday to franchise. They better make some trades and get a quarterback in there. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, me personally, no, I don't think Brock is worth $17 million. No, by no means. And there's not really much you can do because the draft is not. It's not going to happen until later. So, I mean, I don't know. I unless you make some trades and get something happening, franchise you somebody to bring somebody in to franchise. I don't. You honestly don't have a choice. You got to franchise. You got to franchise Brock, man.
I think though, if they can't get this deal worked out with Von Miller, I think they're going to franchise tag him because I think they'll franchise tag him because they don't want him to go anywhere. They don't want him to go nowhere to where they're losing one of the valuable pass rushers, one of the best pass rushers in the game.
Mm.
If since it's a quarterback driven league, you want to have pass rushers. Von Miller's one of the best, if not the best, playing right now.
Yeah, and
So I think they
if
want to try to
Denver
keep
loses
him
him, you
by
know where he's
all.
going, right?
Huh?
If Denver loses him, you know where he's going, right?
Where?
Carolina,
Carolina.
because Cam will go get him because he ain't sacking my ass anymore. I'm sick of him. 9 sacks in the Super Bowl, and 8 of them come from him. Get him.
Because I think they figure they can work out a deal with Osweiler to where it's not costing a whole bunch of money. It'll probably be one of those cap friendly deals. Uh, he'll get a lucrative deal. I figure because since he's supposed to be testing free agency, I think they're pretty much operating under the assumption Peyton Manning's going to retire. So they have to lock up somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they'll try to get this long-term deal. And ultimately, I think they can get a deal done with both guys, but I'm pretty sure they don't want any chances with Von Miller. I think they're going to franchise tag him if they were going to franchise tag somebody. And I see your point. I see what you're saying about franchising Brock, but I see Denver franchising Von Miller, and they figured they can get a lucrative deal worked out with Brock Osweiler because
Yeah.
I mean the market for Brock probably isn't that big. Is it? So if he says he's going to test free agency, the market probably isn't that big. And we talked about when the deal was done for Russell Wilson, what that market value was for quarterbacks,
Yeah.
around 19-20 million a year.
Well, yeah,
Nobody's going to want to give Brock that money.
yeah, and then plus you're looking at this NFL draft that's coming out, because they just had the combine, so they're probably gonna they can test the waters there. Yeah, you got a good point, man. I mean, Brock's not a high commodity right now where Miller is, and you can lock him up for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever they lock him up for, and that will help with that defensive line because then you won't have to worry about having that pass rush because you got him. Put a couple more with him, that'd be fine. Yeah, I see where you're coming with because there's several quarterbacks coming out of that I saw in this combine that I'm like, there's going to be some teams picking them up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, for nothing else, maybe even backups, definitely. I mean, because, dude, I keep on going back to this. Everybody says it's a quarterback-driven league, but there's only a few great quarterbacks in the league.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't understand why everybody's saying this league is so quarterback-driven, especially when you consider the team who just won the Super Bowl won pretty much exclusively with defense.
Yeah.
I mean, because nothing against Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning wasn't getting it done. I mean, he was struggling out there.
146 yards with an interception.
So I don't get why everybody's like, "Oh, it's a quarterback-driven league." Where are the good quarterbacks at? I don't, where are they at? There are a third, maybe, of the teams out there who have quarterbacks where you're like, these guys are untouchable. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe a third. I mean, the rest of them, these guys, all right, they're good enough, but if there is another quarterback there, probably not starting. So,
Well, Denver, I mean, Denver, they're probably not. They're not going to have a chance to get who I would say they should probably go out and get. The North Dakota cat, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that kid is flat. I mean, he's just flat out good. I mean, it sucks that he didn't have a better team around him in North Dakota, but the kid just flat out can play. You
I
know?
mean, North Dakota State, man, got to remember they're in Division II or the FCS or whatever you call it now, and they won a good amount of national championships. It's North Dakota State, I know, but they won the Division II titles, man. Look, he
That's
had a
true.
decent team against them. I mean, for the division, he said.
But the kid can play, man. I mean, from what I saw in the combine, man, the kid put up some fantastic numbers, man. Plus, man, kid can jump too. Did you see that? Whew, man. And then, oh, dude, Keith Marshall,
4.31. I saw it.
dude, is that the official time? 4.31.
That's what I saw on the ticker.
Oh, because he had an unofficial 4.29,
Mm.
which was like at the time was the no. There was another kid in there that had a 4.28, but Keith Marshall ran a 4.29, dude.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that was his third run. His third run was a 4.29.
Okay. Yeah. I saw on the ticker it was a 4.31. So I don't know what they.
So that was his second run.
Okay.
He had a 4.34, I think was his first run. A 4.31 was his second run, and a 4.29, which was his third run.
Man. He had knee surgery, right? Not
Yeah,
now, but like a year ago or something.
about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Man. All right. Somebody need to pick
Dude,
him up.
you're gonna look at what Todd Gurley did in the league last year. Keith Marshall probably going to do the same thing,
You have
and
to see.
he didn't favor that knee at all.
It'd be interesting to see who picks him up and what team he does end up going to.
I just hope it's not Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Mm.
Cleveland. Cleveland got a lot of it. Ugh.
I mean, granted, and even if Cleveland did pick him up, he'd only play like 2 or 3 games, and they trade him off. As soon as he hits 102 games where he breaks 100 yards in one game, they'd be like, ugh, trade him. Too good. I don't want to deal with that.
Ugh. Cleveland. Talk about the purgatory of the NFL.
That's for real. They're so cut off and disconnected from the rest of the NFL. I don't get it. The only connection from Cleveland to the rest of the NFL is that dumbass Johnny Manziel.
They're probably gonna cut him
They're
here.
not going to cut him because they're like, burn that bridge. I ain't dealing with that. I don't blame them though.
Yeah, Manziel. Ugh. Ugh. Wow, what a mess.
Yeah, we'll talk about Cleveland later though.
Well, Patrick, let's end on a light note. So we got to talk about this cruise that Rob Gronkowski went on. Look, Patrick, I got to tell you. When I first heard Rob Gronkowski and the family was pretty much sponsoring this cruise called a party cruise, the first thing I thought about was, man, when they get back to the dock, they need to go ahead, put that bad boy in like chemical care and scrub off everything on that boat. I thought that cruise was gonna be disgusting.
Probably.
Gross.
You just look at Gronkowski and you're like, that's just one dirty dude.
Yeah, well,
You know?
the typical frat boy,
Yeah,
meathead, disgusting dude.
yeah. And you just no, I couldn't do it. I mean, he would have invited me, and I'd been like, "Nah, man, I'm good. Oh, come on, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a bunch of men and beer, and it's gonna be great." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, man.
Sorry.
I'm good. I don't want to go to jail. I'm, I'm good. Grunt, I'm good. You catch a lot of balls, man. I don't want to be on that ship when you catch the rest of those balls. I'm good, man. Have fun."
Well, kind of, well, kind of find out, man. I guess. Well, from accounts I've seen and heard, it was it was all right cruise. Like, they had Flo Rida on there, had a few other people actually performing during the cruise and stuff. I mean, yeah, I mean Gronkowski was doing his usual party thing, but I mean, from what I heard, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought because I was expecting just to hear, and I'm sure those stories are out there, but I was just looking just to hear about how it was just a orgy fest, just rough.
What you expect is when the ship docks and you see um God, what is his name? Rick James. You see Rick James walk over there, then you're like, oh no. Take this ship out there and blow it up. Right? When I'm not even gonna attempt to clean that. Just take it out there and blow it up.
But hey, we got the Kim crew ready to clean up. Nope,
Nope.
nope, nope.
Drive it out there, blow it up, come back. We'll cut our losses. Just don't let Grunk have another boat.
Oh my
I do not want
goodness.
to clean that up. He just looks like a dirty dude. You know what I mean?
But you know what's really funny about Rob Gronkowski? I don't know why people give him so much grief though. Look, he doesn't get in trouble. He just parties all the time. There's nothing wrong with partying. And apparently he knows how to party because he's not getting in trouble. So but when it's time to play, that dude balls.
Yeah.
I mean, he
And that's
brings
I guess that's the difference out of him and Menzel. You know, Menzel comes out and throws out 4 interceptions, and Gronkowski puts in 2 in the end zone.
I mean, that dude balls out. I mean, I don't have
So
no
Johnny
problem with
Manziel,
him partying.
no, I don't think there's a problem with partying, man. It's just the difference out of Gronk and Manziel is that, like you said, Gronk he parties hard, but he knows how to party. One, two. Honestly, the only reason why anybody ever parties with Manziel is because he's the dude that jumps on the grenade. You gotta have a fall guy. You know you do, Charles. Come on.
Oh God, fall guy.
See, if I hung out with all of them, yeah, I would hang out with Grunk. I'm not going on a party boat with him, but I'd hang out with Grunk. I'd be like, yeah, man, cool. Yeah, invite Johnny. No, dog, I ain't inviting Johnny. Johnny gets in trouble. Yeah, but we need somebody to drop on a grenade, man, just in case. Just in case. Yeah, but I'd much rather invite Bottom. Okay, cool. Invite him too then. Because I mean, Johnny Manziel is your fall guy. This is the way it is. He's your fall guy. Hey, Johnny, fall on that grenade over there. Okay. Get out there. Hey, film that. Get him in trouble, and we're gonna go over this way. And that's probably how it works right there. Hey, you film that. We're gonna go over here. This is Johnny. Idiot.
Oh my God.
Next morning, he's like, "Why'd you leave me? And you look like you're having a good time." Man, I got in trouble. I told everybody I was hanging out with y'all. Nobody believed me. I'm saying, sorry, Johnny.
And look,
Oh,
hey,
God.
and Patrick, Johnny Manziel, you get in trouble from the Browns as soon as he came back. So he'd have to, like, as soon as those reports came out, he had to post a picture of him laying with his dog, like he did when he guess he was laying with his dog. The picture was from 2 months ago. He was actually in Vegas.
Johnny just don't know what he's doing, man.
Oh, what a mess.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, On that note, we're going to go ahead and conclude this webcast. We should be back later on in the week. Uh, so like the page, all the usual stuff. Like the page, subscribe to the page, check us out, let us know what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, whatever. We'll get back to you. Uh, y'all already know we're coming with Twitter soon. Promise.
Maybe,
Look into
maybe
it.
one day.
Promise. Yeah, I know. I had to bring it up. But no, that is definitely in the works. And we will be on there soon. Don't worry. Am I missing anything, Patrick, before we go?
Nah, man, you got it covered.
All right, then. Well, I guess we will talk to you later on the week. Y'all have a good week and take it easy.